Hello YouTube, hope you're all keeping well out there. This is a pickups video for the months of January and February 2024. There's loads here, there's some good stuff. So yeah, it's going to take a little while. I'm going to try and go at a bit of a clip, but we'll see how we go. And there's everything here from other items, Spectrum, and I'll work my way through the games, through the systems for chronological order up until PlayStation 5. There's only one PlayStation 5 though, so yeah, and then people can bail out or go where they want in the videos, depending on what you want to see. Right, so I'm going to start with a figure. Again, not going too crazy with figures, but just the nostalgic ones, and this is a Supernaturals. I had this one, got this one and another one on eBay for a really good price. Buy it now and just snapped it up. And then flip the other one on. Helmet's gone a bit rubbish here, but I'm keeping an eye open for a helmet. And yeah, big thing, holograms is very, very popular back in the day. Lenticular and logos and foils and holograms and foils and things. Very popular in the 80s. So yeah, add this figure. Glad to get that one back. Right. Comic. Now this is a bit of a strange one, but it's me all over. I've recently watched Robodoc, and I was only familiar with it through Stu, 2T UK, mentioning that he had seen it, and I've yeah, acquired some files and watched it all the way through. 5 hours of RoboCop goodness, progressing, you know, conceptualization of RoboCop, how it got made, and then the filming of the film in sequence all the way through to how it was received at the end. But anyway, there's a bit in it where a guy goes into a convenience store and says, you know, give me all your money and open up the safe, or words to that effect, I can't remember. And on the way into the store, before he gets to the counter, he picks up a comic book. And it's relating to the RoboCop in his suit, in his armour. Again, the writer of this, RoboCop, was a huge comic book fan, and it's Iron Man. This was the actual comic, so I thought I'd pick this one up as a little kind of like a funny little purchase. Right, and book, The Metaborons by Jadowowski. Now Jadowowski put forward an idea and pitched for June, the film June, obviously doing really well now. Can't wait to see the second part of it. First part was really good. Still haven't seen the David Lynch. But anyway, Jadowowski wanted, you know, all the best fashion designers for this. He wanted Pink Floyd and Tangerine Dream, all top tier artists to provide the soundtrack. You know, the best director at the time. He had it all sort of mapped out, but obviously it was going to cost too much money and he couldn't get the finance for it. But anyway, this really is basically June, but with a different title for legal reasons, obviously. But his artwork in here is fantastic. Well, not Jadowowski's artwork, but this is his kind of story. I think that, yeah, Jimenez is the artist here. But yeah, very good artwork and a big, thick tome of a book. Check it out if you're interested in yeah, creative graphic novels. Right, gaming related now, I'm starting to get into that, but this is a soundtrack. I pick up my CDs, tend to be sealed. This is Synthwave, and it's for the game Control, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 game. Yeah, synthwavy, quite eerie, really good soundtrack. So there's that one. Right, Spectrum games. One that I picked up with the most bizarre, or one of the most bizarre titles for a video game I've seen. Psst. It's this one. I booted all these Spectrum games up and they all work, thankfully. And I can't remember what the crack was in this one, but no doubt there's gameplay footage going on above there. Ultimate Play the Game, always a sign of quality with their games. Right, when I was down my local retro video game shop, I picked up one Xbox game, which I'll show later, and as I was in there, he knows I like my Spectrum bits, he just gave me these, Paul, bless him, so yeah, really pleased with that. And on a side note, Paul is actually moving shop from where he is now to somewhere which has much better visibility and footfall. So in the near future, I'll be doing another shop tour of that. But anyway, got games Paperboy, all work, classic Paperboy. Loved that on the Spectrum in the arcade and on the Master System. Daley Thompson Super Test. I think that's the follow-up to Decathlon, isn't it? Or is it the other way around? I can't remember. Devil's Crown. I think that's just like your typical action platformer. And KP Skips Action Biker, Clumsy Colin. Mastertronic label. And both of these play really, really nicely. Not bad little games. Right, now, let's have a look here. Previous month, or the few months ago, was it January? Yeah, I got a haul of Spectrum games from a place that has a shop online on eBay. I'll leave the description in the link below. Go and check them out online. Really, really good. But they've got a massive warehouse in 2 rooms, and it was the first time they did this, but they opened up their doors and allowed people to book visits in. And I went in and got some real nice Spectrum games. And because it was such a success, they were going to do it each month. So I went in, what was it, 2 weeks ago maybe, from recording this, and I got another batch of goodies, not just Spectrum games. Got a real nice PlayStation 1 game and some other bits and pieces. They really tidied up the store. It looked great, just going from room to room, again looking for all the different shelves, stuff everywhere, which I love, you know, moving tapes to one side, peering at the back, you know, what's that, and just discovering all this sort of gold, really, rummaging through boxes, dusty boxes, and yeah, brilliant fun. But anyway, I picked up Thundercats. I don't think the game's supposed to be much cop, but Thundercats. Boulder Dash 4. Like my Boulder Dash games and the numerous clones. Really enjoy them. Yeah, this one, Popeye. Bloody great colourful sprites in this, but it's sort of really zoomed in. Yeah, it's kind of like I don't know, like a headache really, with all the colours and what you got to do there. Again, I haven't worked out what you got to do in this, but there's no colour clash as well. It's a bit like Trapdoor. You got the big bold colours that, you know, with no colour clash. So there's that one. Classic Joust. W. Smith sticker on here. I think it says 535. I can't quite see, it's really faded. Yeah, Joust, classic arcade game. This is really good on the Spectrum. New Zealand story. I think most of the releases of this on numerous systems all play really well. Really peppy tune on that for the Spectrum as well. Really good. Now I've got 2 shooter games on there. One by Firebird called Buggy Blast. And in this, the visuals are really, really impressive. You sort of you've got a cockpit view. You can see the bottom of your feet in your dash, and obviously your windscreen as you're flying out into space. And kind of pseudo vectory graphics, 3D-esque. It's really well done. I love it. And yeah, looking forward to give space simulation. It says space mission simulation. And this is at the opposite end of the scale. This is 16K sort of game, real clean and minimalist, and I've got a soft spot for these sort of games. It's Arcadia, and yeah, very minimalist, very simplistic, but again, I think the Spectrum excelled at those sort of games. Didn't bite off more than it could chew. Right, Master System. A shooter, but underwater shooter, Submarine Attack. And my eyes open for this one. I've got a few more on my list. Probably number 10 Master System games, maybe less. That one plays really, really well. And staying with the Master System, I actually contacted Claire Repair Bear, prior to Christmas, a good few months before Christmas. I started setting this up. We had loads of back and forth about best ways forward and things, and she was fantastic with her email response and communication. And finally sent it off probably a month before Christmas and got it back quite late. I knew she was busy, there was no rush. I just said as and when, You know, still cracking nuts to get it back and play it. But I got my previous Master System modded, and she's put it up on her Instagram page. Here it is. Again, it's not really a visual mod that you can see, but it's one of those where you can play 60 hertz, which is great, and Japanese 60 hertz. By holding down this button, you get a different coloured light there. You get green, 50 hertz, standard PAL. Hold it down and it goes to red, and then you hold it down more and both colours come on. And it's such a noticeable difference playing this at 60 hertz. Just the extra 10 hertz or megahertz makes all the difference, and both visually and definitely with the audio, the music. But the biggest mod I had done on this was unlocking the FM functionality within the games. Now, for some reason, when it came to PAL, they removed that chip or that ability within the console, so it would only play its crappy, sort of typical, quintessential Master System music. You know, I've got a lot of nostalgia for it, but there's many a game in the library that actually has the ability to play FM sound from the game. And again, it sounds really, really good, more akin to its sometimes arcade counterparts, and it just sounds excellent. And yeah, really, really, really pleased with that. Should give it a nice clean as well, although it is getting a bit dusty now. And the final amend for it, mod for it, was 2 pause buttons, one on this controller, one on the other. So it saves you reaching over to the controller. I mean, the cable's not long, so it's not like you can go far away from the unit itself. But it's a nice little, yeah, just a nice little extra, that. Making a little drill incision into the control pad and then putting your button in to pause it. So really pleased with that. Right, now for the Super Famicom, one game. I haven't picked anything up for the Super Nintendo, SNES, Famicom, Super Famicom and Yonks. I did originally have this and it was complete and all authentic, but for some reason I think I just needed some quick money and sold it, and just, yeah, a bit of a regret of mine, but hey ho. I've managed to pick this up. It's a Gane. It's not complete, and this is a repro box, but the cart's legit. Checked with, had a nice back and forth with the communication of the guy who sold it to me. From Ireland, and I wanted to get it down below a certain price, so I asked if he could reduce a little bit, and he was fantastic. I got this for approximately £68, and I think that's not bad for the carts and a repro box with the inner box as well. What a game Hagane is. A tour de force visually. Difficult game, huge learning curve on it with all the controls that you've got. You know, every button's implemented with a move, and I think there's just a lot to learn with it. I've only got, when I've had it before, I'm sure I got into the 2nd or 3rd level, but I still got off the 1st level with the few tries I've had of this. But yeah, really, really, really solid game. And look at that cover art, beautiful. Really pleased to get this one. Nice big hitter there. Right, and then nice big hitter in the PS1 games here. Right, I've got Ape Escape. I think I got this on eBay. All complete. All these are complete, apart from one later on. Supposed to be a very good 3D action platformer, capturing those apes, as the name would suggest. Now I remember Pete going on about this one, and I have heard other people mention that it's a good game. Xena Warrior Princess. I mean, I didn't really get into the series, but yeah, what's she called? Lucy Lawless, wasn't it? Yeah, very tasty. But never really watched the series, but apparently the game is really good. 3D sort of action exploration hack and slash game. Kind of, dare I say, is it God of War-y? But no, that sort of shot suggests it is. There's that one. Bit disappointed with this. Really loved the first game on the SNES, Rock and Roll Racing 2, and obviously being on the PlayStation, everyone pushing 3D. It's in 3D, just behind the car. I don't think you can change. You might be able to change view into cockpit and things. Yeah, love the music in it, but again, it's still not a patch sonically on the first game as well. Just played that so much on the Super Nintendo. Yeah, a little bit disappointed with this, but I'm going to give it some more time and see how it's like. This game, on the other hand, was really good, and I've had my eyes on this one for a while, and it's RC Dego. Isometric top-down view of the tracks. Think Micro Machines and games similar to that, and even similar to the old original Rock and Roll Racing. This plays really well. Difficult, and yeah, you can't make any mistakes, and you've really got to go at top speed to get around the tracks, but this is really recommended. Very good game, that. Right, again, in this warehouse that was doing a big like an open day, let's say, by appointment, I've got this is the PS1 games I've got. A couple of cheapies but goodies. Asteroids plays really well. 3D version, obviously the classic game. Another classic shooter game, Galaga. And in this one, it's good. You go from vertical shooter, horizontal shooter to, I think it's like an isometric shooter, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, really enjoy this one. Definitely worth a view. And this one I've not heard. Still learning loads about the PlayStation 1 library of games, and this is Fighter Maker, and it's kind of as it sounds. You get to build a fighter and then go and fight some opponents with it, and it's like a 3D Tekken look to it. Haven't really gave it much time yet, but do plan on doing so. And yeah, it looks beautifully dated, and just never heard of it before, but the idea of it, I would have loved this back in the day. Edit any of 800 devastating moves from the library of, or invent your own moves. Blimey. 20 deadly fighting styles. Obviously design the looks of them as well as the fighting styles. Yeah, brilliant. Looking forward to that one. Just something different. And a game I was very shocked to see there. It's missing the manual, but he did me a cracking deal on it. I've always liked the look of it. It's right up my street. Rapid Reload. Quite a tasty game. Original covers and things and inlays, and yeah, had a whale of a time playing this. Think kind of Gunstar Heroes or games of that kind of ilk. Metal Sluggy in a way, left to right, shooting everything you see, loads of enemies coming at you. Quite simple controls, but you've got to have your wits about you. And yeah, really pleased to get this one. This is one of the top games I've wanted on the PlayStation 1, so very happy to get that. Again, looking for a manual. If any of you lovely people out there have got one you want to sell, get in contact. Right, onto the PlayStation 2. Charity shop find. Movie tie-in that's actually supposed to be quite good, and the gameplay I've seen of this does look really good. Kind of Turok-esque at the beginning with sort of prehistoric weapons and things. Nice graphics for the PlayStation 2. Yeah, it's only good for £1 all complete. Once upon a time, I would have probably definitely wanted this on the Dreamcast, but with the price difference between this and the Dreamcast version, yeah, I'm not bothered at all. I want the game to play, and this one's supposed to run much smoother as well. And yeah, a few more extra bells and whistles to this, and the price difference. Yeah, I couldn't pass that one by. was it £8 instead of like, or £7 instead of whatever the Dreamcast version is now. Crimson Sea 2, been on my list for quite a while. Action shooter, 3D shooter. This looks like great fun. Non-stop shooting action. Loads of different weapons to choose from in this one. Nice sci-fi setting, really good. Xbox, plowing away at my Xbox. A guy had on eBay one of those drop-down menu things where you select a game, and I selected a few, got in contact with him before. He said, will you combine postage? He did, and they were all on at really good prices. They were all complete. And he made a mistake and sent me another one by mistake. So sent me the original one that I actually wanted. So yeah, I got a Brucey bonus game here. Got Metal Gear Solid 2, Substance. I think there's some extra bits on the Xbox version, isn't there? Some like, is it the VR missions or something? Got both Oddworlds, Stranger's Wrath. This one looks more up my street. This is the one I really wanted compared to this one, but I don't know about, what's he called, Munch? Yeah, it just seems a bit daft, these games. But I've got the originals on the PlayStation 1. And now the follow-ups. Yeah, this one looks really good. More of like a 3D shooter, I think. Action adventure. Nice sort of western setting to it. And I picked up Star Wars Republic Commando as a first-person shooter game. That was really cool. This one I got off Amazon of all places. I've sort of forgot to look on Amazon for retro games. I used to do it loads, but funny enough, I just popped this one in there and it was actually there. Judge Dredd. Sadly, he said it was complete, but it wasn't. So he gave me like, I think it was something like £2. It worked out. He gave me like 50% back. No, £3 would have been, I suppose. But got the game there. Looks all right. Right, Midway Arcade Treasures. I've got this one now, the second one. I did have them both on the PlayStation 2, but as I've said before, if it's a multi-plat that isn't on the GameCube, my preference is on Xbox. I know it's obviously retro games, but my setup for my Xbox is just a better, crisper screen, so it's going to look sharper on here. So I've got this one now. Still need the third one. I can't remember I got that. Honestly, that was one of the early titles, I think. Another one I got rid of on the PlayStation 2 to get this one. This looks great fun. Really, really visually striking still to this day for the original Xbox. Looks quite brutal, some of the stuff you can do in there. Kung Fu Chaos. Think Power Stone on the Dreamcast, or what's another kind of 3D isometric game, fighting game, you know, sort of zooms in and out. You using the environment that's constantly moving around, using the environment to better your opponents. Yeah, it just looks like really, really, really good fun. Kind of arcadey, and yeah, good for if a few people come round, etc. Good multiplayer game. Right, this is the one I got down at the local retro video game shop. Really pleased to get this one. I've got the second one, a Togi, Myth of Demons, all complete. So that's 1 and 2 I've got now. FromSoft Games, huge From Software games fan. Yeah, looks nice and dark and evil. No doubt a little bit difficult and tasty, being From Software. And this one, wanted to get it on the GameCube, but it was like half the price, and I'm not too bold about this one as a multi-plat. Being on Xbox, Road Rage. So like a Crazy Taxi spin-off, obviously in the Simpsons universe. Another one I got down the warehouse for its open day. So all this, it was only £2 I think he charged me. It's all complete. I've got this on, I want to say PlayStation 2, that got really good reviews. This one didn't get as good reviews, but it'd be really good fun playing this with a wife and my daughter. Got a new media center sort of set up now in the front room, so the screen's off the floor and on the wall away from her. She used to swing our log fire poker around, and I'll just be like sweating buckets, like get away from that screen, and now she doesn't need to do that. So yeah, we're going to play some Wii. I've got the Wii U connected down there, and obviously plays Wii games. I think she'll really like this. Real kind of like anime look to it. So there's that one. Put you there. Right, PlayStation 3 game, only the one, a Japanese title. One I've been interested in to give a go. The Last Guy. Now the gimmick with this one is they use actual satellite footage of the different areas, and you're playing this guy that has to go and save all these different people within a certain zone and get them to a safe zone. It's a zombie apocalypse, as I understand. But yeah, it just seems interesting and different. I'm yet to actually boot this up and test it and play it to see if I can actually get through it in English. But I've put this in and my drive just isn't recognising any disc at the moment on the PS3. I'm not sure why that is. It just sort of went, you know, 1 minute it was fine, the next minute it was dead. So I might have to, I've seen a few YouTube repair videos. I might go and do something myself. It's just one of those where I need a bit of time and peace and yeah, the kind of mental energy to take all these hundreds of bloody little screws out just to get to the CD drive. But I'm quite confident I can clean the lens or whatever, and that should do it, I hope. Right, PlayStation 4, a game I'm playing right now downstairs. I saw this mentioned on Eddie Rollercore's pickups video a couple of videos ago, and it's a Trek to Yomi, saying it was a real cheap price at the moment on Amazon, and it was. I got it in there. Wasn't really too bold about getting the PS5 version. The PS4 allowed me to play it on my PS4 up here and my PS5 downstairs if needs be, and I don't think there's like much difference between them. So again, PS4 is fine for me, but it comes with a art book and CD soundtrack. And the aesthetic in this is fantastic. It's like a 1930s samurai film. So think Akira Kurosawa of Seven Samurai and Ran fame and others. Beautiful aesthetic look, sort of running through these choreographed settings, lovely visuals, and lovely camera angles with depth of field and enemies in the foreground that then run into your line of vision, and then you engage in the fights. Nice upgrade system, only maybe 1.5 hours into it, so only just started it and plays really well so far. Really happy with that one. Got two, what two was it? Recently on Amazon again. Proteus, again mentioned by Eddie. So thank you, Eddie, again for spending my money. Although this come down to like £9, so I pounced on that one. I sort of get them all watching in my basket, and then every now and again when you go into Amazon, as you all know, you see if prices have gone up and down. Yeah, £9.50 that was. Along with this one that came down to 14. It's got a free PS5 upgrade as well. So gonna give this one a go. I think this was originally on the Sony PSP, and is apparently, you know, a very decent Final Fantasy game. So that one. Right, another discounted PS4 game, Beyond the Steel Sky. A bit of a cult classic, bit of a walking simulator, kind of click and point game, and a game that is PS5 upgradable. I don't know what that does, might make it a bit smoother, the frame rate. But these are the sort of games that my wife quite likes to play through, and we've played through a few in the past. So this is one for me and her to play. She's currently playing this one. Again, Lego Jurassic World. I got it on the Wii U, but she wanted to get all the trophies, so she's going to go through and platinum this. She recently platinumed the Harry Potter, or all of those Lego games. She loves the Lego games. It's nice to watch her play them. Sort of comfort video gaming, you know. Collecting all those little Lego coins. This one I think I got with Beyond the Steel Sky, and it's Darius HD. Yeah, it plays really nice, this. And with Darius, obviously you got that biomechanical fish-like enemy design. Really nice to play that one. And Chorus, this sort of space exploration game. Think of Star Fox, but one of the levels where it's not on rails, it's completely, you know, go anywhere you want. the visuals in this and what as well, the atmosphere looks incredible. So really looking forward to playing this one. PS5 upgradable as well. So that one. This was a CEX purchase I got for 15. Am I open for this one for a while? But as a Bruce, it was only one copy then. I thought, yeah, I'm trying to keep my eye open for it on eBay, and they go with a little bit more than this. But as a Brucey bonus, when I bought it, he went and got this, the steel tin for it. So I was well happy with that for 15. Odin Sphere, bit of a classic game from the PS2 era. Is it Vanillaware? Of Dragon's Crown fame, Atlas game. Beautiful visual style, very voluptuous characters and character design. And this one for the PlayStation 5 that I always thought looked quite interesting, and I think it's got free DLC to play now to sort of expand upon the game. It's Ghostwire Tokyo. Very sort of neon, you know, the colours and everything reminds me of, what was it called again? Infamous. Isn't it one of the Second Son, I think, on the PlayStation 4, obviously in HD and with ray tracing, etc. All this stuff really pops. So, and yeah, this is going to look excellent. Just something a bit different again. Something quite macabre, weird, unusual. It's sort of like another world, underworldy kind of sci-fi, action, thrillery kind of aspect to it. Looks really, really good. So there's that one. And that is it. Thank you, YouTube, very much. Please make some comments down below. That's what it's all about for me, that interaction. Let me know what you think to some of these games. Any of the book, if any of you guys have read that particular graphic novel, it'd be great to hear what you thought of it. I know it's highly regarded and, a little bit underground, with a bit of a cult following, that one. And yeah, until I make another video, which hopefully won't be too long this time, everyone take care out there, stay safe, and I'll see you again.